Tonight, DeBella Entertainment proudly presents Broadway Boxing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the special edition of Broadway Boxing. As you can see, we're outside the Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. This venue going to play host to the 87th New York Golden Gloves, presented by the Daily News and Ticketmaster. I'm Brian Custer, alongside Brian Adams. You know, this tournament has produced like 39 world champions, Brian, from the likes of Daniel Jacobs, Paulie Malignaggi, recent years, Sadim Ali. This year, no different, chock full of talent. It's also a tournament you've now directed for nearly a decade.
Well, growing up in Brooklyn, to be an aspiring boxer, the only way to make it in New York is to win the Golden Gloves. I won 3 Daily News Golden Gloves, and now I'm overseeing the tournament. So it's very, very dear to me. Now, we're going to see a lot of young talent put it all in there because they just want to be the best in New York City. And the only way to achieve that is to win the Daily News Golden Gloves.
And you never know, they could all be future world champions. Let's get right to the action. Rich Quinones and Lou DiBella with the call.
This is the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves. The action is starting to heat up as we get set for our next bout of the evening. Rich Quinones ringside with Lou DiBella and Chris Galliano, and this should be a very spirited match between Jamie Estrada and Michael Stute, and for that we will throw it inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next matchup is the 123-pound Open Championship. This bout will consist of 3 3-minute rounds. The referee is Andy Adele. In the gold corner, Jamie Estrada. He's 20 years old. He represents Newburgh Boxing Club. Jamie is a sales associate for New Windsor and the returning champion in this division. His 2014 gloves record, 2 decisions, 1 bye. And in the blue corner, Michael Stout, 24 years old, from Heavy Hitters Boxing Club. Michael is from Quorum, Long Island, and won the 2011 123 novice champion. His 2014 gloves record, 3 decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, there'll be a brief awards presentation following the next bout.
All right, so this one is set up for Estrada and Michael Stout, and as we say goodbye to Chris Galliano, we appreciate a couple moments of his time. Rich Quinones, Lou DiBella, another special guest at the broadcast table.
And we're keeping it in the Galliano family. Stephen Galliano here, junior Olympic gold medalist, sitting next to us. And Stephen, you're probably the youngest guy that's ever called a fight on Broadway Boxing. Congratulations.
It's an honor.
You know anything about either Jamie Estrada or Michael Stout?
Jamie Estrada, he's a 2-time Golden Glove champion. He's an inside fighter, and Michael Stout is a outside rangy southpaw, former Golden Glove champion. It should be a great matchup.
So Stout, you think, has to keep it in the center of the ring, keep it on the outside, use his jab?
Yes. They fought in the 2013 Metros, and Jamie won the inside fight, and he got a decision.
And you expect Jamie to try to do the same thing, fight it on the inside, rough him up.
Yes.
Keep the fight on the inside. Stout's chances here for the gloves, the Golden Gloves, is to keep the fight on the outside, score with the
middle
jab.
of the ring, and try to avoid Jamie because he has heavy hands.
You don't seem very nervous with a microphone, bro.
No.
I'm getting a little nervous on this side. You know, he's getting too comfortable over there, Lou. I'll tell you the interesting story. Jamie Estrada, real quick, 20 years of age. Go back a couple years. You talk about character in and outside the ring. This kid was leaving a summer party in Newburgh, was stabbed in the back, then the arm, had a collapsed lung, had a long stint in the hospital, didn't even think he would fight again, build up his stamina, got his heart back in it. That's a lot of toughness and a lot of grit. Give him all the credit in the world for getting back inside the ring.
Yeah, it takes a lot of heart.
And he came full circle in 2013, recaptured his 123-pound title with a 3-2 win over Wilfredo Moraes.
Rich, how old are these young men?
These guys are extremely young. Estrada is 20 years old, and Stout is 24 years of age, and Stout's coming from Heavy Hitters, 3 decisions.
You see a pro prospect in the ring right now?
I think they're both great prospects, both of them. Extreme talent.
Okay.
And that's the reason they're in the finals.
Not only are you comfortable, but you're a politician, too.
Yes.
Welcome to boxing on this side. Lou, I think Estrada, you talk about one of those a kid, when you look at him and say, there's a name to remember, win, lose, or draw, however it plays out tonight, I certainly think this kid's going to be a future star.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I like the bounce. I like the movement. I like his feet already. I mean, you know, you see a lot of amateurs tend to be a bit flat-footed. This kid is bouncing, which is nice to see, giving angles, moving, also trying to throw some bombs.
Yeah, Stout is boxing good so far.
You're right, and Stout's actually landed a couple of obvious scoring jabs.
Yeah.
For young fighters, they move around very well. Good right by Estrada.
Right now, Stout's doing a good job keeping it at his distance.
Just to make a point, too, this is slated for 3 3-minute rounds. This is the male open. Stout snuck in that left.
You know, the jab's an effective weapon for Stout. I mean, it's not particularly hard, but it scores.
It's
Nice right hand
Jamie on
right
his
there.
tracks.
Followed it with a decent right hand. So far, this has been very good boxing here by Stout.
Stout's got some really fast hands.
Well, he's neutralizing, so far, Estrada's aggression.
Estrada stopped the bouncing a bit.
Stopped the bouncing when he ate a couple of jabs.
Yeah.
Every time he now lunges in, he's getting hit. And that's causing him to, again, jab lands.
Nice left hand.
Left hand was really nice.
Good exchange. Back in the center of the ring. Estrada comes back with a right. Good combination by Stout. Oh! Estrada tagged him with a counter right.
Oh, nice right hand.
50 seconds left in the round.
Lou, that right by Stout, 300%.
Stout does not want to be on the ropes.
Yeah.
That's not where he wants to be.
Making Estrada think about coming in a little bit, too. Under 40 to go. Round number 1.
Nice work here by Stout.
Good body shot by Estrada.
That left.
Good counterpuncher by Stout.
Stout's a very effective counterpuncher, particularly with the left hand.
Under 10 to go, round number 1.
He measures a lot with that right hand. I'd like to see him snap it a little bit more, be to his advantage. All right, Steven.
I thought Jamie landed a few good shots, but I thought Stout dominated the pace. He dominated the round, and I gave that first round to him.
I agree with you.
Yes.
I concur. I thought it was action-packed, too.
Yes.
Good first round, but Stout clearly landed more effective, clearer punches, more definitive. I think that was a pretty clear round for Michael Stout.
We take a listen into Stout's corner.
All you do is try to counter. Keep turning them. Stay busy. This is easy. You understand what I'm telling you? Easy.
Now, I don't know how easy it is, but I'll tell you, I do think that if he continues doing what he did that round, he's going to get a pair of Golden Gloves.
I don't know if he caught the tail end. He said he's through. I don't know if he's saying he's gassed after round 1. I don't agree with that.
No.
That Estrada's gassed?
No, that Estrada's gassed.
No.
I don't agree with that at all.
No, but I think he might be a little frustrated. I mean, you know, he clearly, every time he attempted to be the aggressor, when he tried to get the fight, every time he tries to get the fight at his distance, he's eating leather. Very, very good boxing by Stout so far. And you know what? Considering both these kids fought before and Estrada won, it looks to me that Stout took something out of that first fight and has made some adjustments here.
You love to see that as a young fighter.
In the first fight, he was mostly in the ropes, so he's boxing beautiful in the middle of the ring.
He needs to be in the middle of the ring. It's exactly what he's doing. He's moving around. Very effective so far.
He has a great jab.
Yeah, and he just landed a good left, too. Stout in the blue, Estrada in the gold. This one's slated for 3. Lou, you mentioned Estrada getting a little frustrated. Always, if you're the smaller fighter and you're trying to sneak inside a little bit, your opponent's using that jab, keeping you at bay. There is going to be some frustration there. He's got to work around that. What kind of adjustment does he need to make?
Nice left hand to the body.
He needs to time him better, and he needs to, when that jab is out there, he needs to be throwing the punch of his own. He needs to work his way in. He needs to get the respect of Stout and work his way in, which he's starting to do a little bit right now.
I want to see a jab from Estrada. He's just walking straight in.
And you think the lack of the jab is not allowing him to get his distance?
No.
Well, he caught Stout with a right.
He's still eating more punches than he's delivering. I mean, I think this is another round for Stout
And
so
it can
far.
open up the scoring, absolutely.
Nice punch.
Nose bleeding.
Really good left hand there by Stout. Estrada's nose is bleeding.
Yes.
I think this round you're actually seeing, too, the footwork of Stout. After those counters and those connections, he quickly moves. He's keeping his feet going, not stationary. Not giving Estrada anything.
Well, you know, I think at this point Estrada knows he's in
He's
trouble.
behind, yeah. He landed a right. Under 30 to go, round number 2.
He's catching about 3 for every one he's landing there. Very effective boxing by the southpaw.
Oh, nice left hand to the body. He has an answer for everything Estrada does.
That's a great point. Yes, he does.
If there's anything I'd like to see Stout improve in his game, it's to snap that jab out more.
Yeah.
I mean, he uses it well to establish distance, but he uses it a little bit too much as a measuring stick. You know, he has tremendous ability. I'd like to see that jab snap out more as
You're not talking
as a weapon.
consistently, but physically when he's
And you know
snapping
what,
it, just keep.
In the amateurs, frankly, he's still scoring. Those jabs are
Sure,
still
they're
connecting.
touching.
But if he ever wants to make that move to the pro ranks, that jab can be a weapon, and he has the ability to have the kind of jab that can be a weapon.
I say 2 rounds for Stout.
I'm down with you on this one,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
He's dominating the fight completely. He has Estrada extremely frustrated, and he's beautiful boxing. I want to see him
Break down that replay for us.
hook right
there.
hand. He's just everything Estrada's doing.
Very
he's
nice.
beating him at it.
Very nice left right there lands.
See how he sneaks it in too?
Yeah, he's extremely quick.
All right, here's Jamie Estrada's corner.
And they're telling him really the only thing they can tell him, which is to lay the pressure on, because he has to get inside and he has to lay the pressure on. But you know what? He needs to do something like jab to work his way in.
Lands a right.
Because right now he's not getting inside.
Yeah.
He needs to cut the ring a little bit better too.
You know
He's
what?
just walking straight in.
And when you look at Stout, 24 years of age, doesn't really fight like a 24-year-old. I don't think he's going to get frustrated, even if this bout was slated for 6. It's 3, but he's in complete control.
He's remaining composed.
Yes. Oh, great combination by Stout.
Very smart boxing by Stout.
Another combination, Lou. Touched him up.
The left landed clean. Very sneaky left hand by Stout. You know, very short, very effective.
He's putting them together better now.
And 2 coming from a southpaw, that hand speed with that left.
Yeah. It's extremely hard to fight a southpaw, and one who's extremely slick.
Hence the sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneakiness. Good left, lands again.
I wanna see him keep his hands up when he steps out, when he steps back. Estrada could use that to his advantage. When Stout finishes punching, he keeps his hands down.
Well, without headgear, if he ever turns pro and he
Yeah.
backs up with his hands down,
Yeah, he get caught.
not a good look. Not a good look.
Otherwise, he's putting on a great show.
Oh,
Good
nice.
left.
Nice
And he
left.
went downstairs too.
Yeah, you see Jamie caught him with his hands down.
At this point, I think Jamie would need to do something dramatic.
Yeah. Probably needs a few 8 counts.
Do 8 counts or a knockout. Otherwise, I think this one is almost in the books already.
Well, he's got a minute to do something. 3rd and final round between Estrada in the gold,
He's been-
Stout in the blue.
Been soundly outlanded. Estrada. Oh, nice combination there by Michael Stout.
Beautiful.
I just think ultimately when you look at the fight, Estrada is a very good fighter, but Stout, I hate to say light years ahead.
Yeah.
He's just an exceptional, he's put on a great show this evening.
Well, you know, boxing beautifully. I mean, at the sweet science, you know, Stout is really putting on a display of the sweet science in this bout. Very, very good combination right there. Snap Estrada's head back. And Stout's not a big puncher, but those are just effective, clean punches.
Yeah. He wants to make that transition to the pros. Just,
well, that's it.
Put more in those punches, snap that jab better.
The jab is, the lack of power behind his jab might be the biggest criticism I'd make on Stout. Yeah. Though in this fight, it's hard to criticize anything. He soundly outboxed Estrada so far.
Extreme skills.
Excellent performance by Michael Stout.
Yes. Lou, if you had a second, what's something that Estrada needs to work on?
Jabbing. I mean, a more well-rounded game. I mean, aggression is nice. Fans like to see it. But if you want to win fights, you have to land clean punches. It's not just aggression; it's effective aggressiveness.
Yes.
And in this fight, I don't think Estrada's aggression was effective at all. You know, he was soundly outboxed, soundly out-jabbed. Every aspect of the fight, this particular fight, he was outclassed by Michael Stout. And I'm very impressed by the fact that Stout took a fight that he had lost his previous meeting with Estrada, and to beat him so soundly tonight, at least in my view, I would say that that's very, very impressive. He made the kind of adjustments necessary to take the pair of Golden Gloves home with him. And the Heavy Hitters Boxing Club, I think, is going to be real proud of Michael Stout tonight.
I agree with you. I believe he will have a second pair of Golden Gloves.
Well, we'll make that verdict. We'll see how that plays out. It does look like we all agree across the board. We'll come back with the decision. More Golden Gloves from the Barclays Center right after this.
We would like to thank our proud sponsors for making this all possible. Applebee's,
National Grid, Empire City Casino, Municipal Credit Union,
Colony Pest Control Management,
Ticketmaster, New York Lottery, Evelyn, and here at the New York Daily News, we all thank you.
It happens every day in the tri-state area, rain or shine. Our people get ready and open the doors. We're your neighbors, family, friends. Our kids go to school with your kids. We're not a national chain store. We're your hometown store. And it matters to us how you're treated because we want you to come back time after time and year after year. P.C. Richard & Son, family owned and operated for 104 years and here for you always.
Let's hear for our boxers, ladies and gentlemen. And the 123-pound open champion is from the blue corner, Michael Stout.
No surprise there. Excellent performance from Michael Stout. I mean, actually, I think that's really one of the best boxed matches I've seen in this Golden Gloves tournament. I think Stout put on a real great show there. That was some excellent boxing.
Very impressed.
I think, again, when it's all said and done, he might be the most complete, consistent, and arguably the best boxer in the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at everything, patience, the jab, Lou talked a little bit about the accuracy, the footwork, fighting as a southpaw. I think he's got an opportunity to walk away with the Sugar Ray Robinson Award when it's all said and done.
He couldn't afford much better in that fight. I mean, I think he pretty much dictated the pace from the get-go. I mean, Estrada came out very, very aggressive, very strong early. But we're going to take a break right now. We're here at the Golden Gloves at Broadway Boxing.
It happens every day in the tri-state area, rain or shine. Our people get ready and open the doors. We're your neighbors, family, friends. Our kids go to school with your kids. We're not a national chain store. We're your hometown store. And it matters to us how you're treated because we want you to come back time after time and year after year. P.C. Richard & Son, family owned and operated for 104 years and here for you always.
And you see there a couple of punches scored by Gene as he backed up.
And Bruce, as you alluded to, still very young in the game, 20 years of age. Perhaps he'll use this as motivation. Leslie Gino, 31 years of age, gets a novice win in the Golden Gloves. Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center, special night of boxing right here on Lou DiBella's Broadway Boxing, the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Glove Tourney in the finals. And let's get set for our next bout of the evening. We'll go inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Our next bout is the 152-pound Novice Championship. This bout will consist of 3 2-minute rounds. The referee is Ilya Friedman. In the gold corner, Waris Amini, 20 years old, representing Elmthorpe Boxing Club. Waris is a student from Queens. His 2014 gloves record, 2 stoppages, 2 decisions, 1 bye. And in the blue corner, Jared Bonilla, also 20 years old. He represents the Freeport PAL. Jared is a student from Belmore, Long Island. His 2014 gloves record, 1 stoppage, 3 decisions, 1 bye.
So we are set for Amini and Bonilla. This should be a good one. 141 novice males, 3 rounds, 2 minutes. Rich Quinones ringside with Lou DiBella. Amini is 20 years of age. Bonilla really is the guy that stands out to me, to be quite honest with you, Lou, from Freeport PAL. Started boxing 4 years ago, and he's a guy that might be a novice, as we talk about, but sparred with some other Freeport standouts. Titus Williams, Christopher Chavez, Tyrone James. He's a kid that I kind of want to see going forward and see what he can do this evening.
This is one of those situations where this is classified a novice fight, but you have to give the edge and experience to young Jared Bonilla from Freeport. I'm very curious to see how this one develops, but certainly the more experienced fighter, the guy that's had the better gym competition, has been Jared Bonilla.
And Amini actually defeated his teammate Eric Rosales with a stunning second-round knockout, courtesy of a powerful left uppercut. The doctor actually stopped that one. He was able to, again, move closer to a title, and here we are this evening as he finds himself vying for Golden Gloves in the 141 novice class against Jared Bonilla, who's 20 years of age, as I alluded to, from Freeport PAL. This one's slated for 3 rounds, 2-minute rounds. Electric night at the Barclays Center. Good crowd, entertaining night of boxing thus far for the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves.
Amini not intimidated at all. Right in there, right in the pocket.
Good combination. Scored again.
Fast hands. Really, Amini has some fast hands.
You have me thinking going forward about the scoring now, because you think what scores, we think what would score, and then sometimes it's not how it plays out.
So far, Amini's thrown more punches. Wrist shot right there being warned, I believe. Another shot landed, I think, by Amini.
Yeah, Amini moving around nicely. Opening stages, round number 1. Again, this is scheduled for 3. They're 2-minute rounds. Amini and Bonilla. Bonilla trying to slip that right in there. Good combination by Amini as he counters.
And then he landed again with a counter. Not enough jabs from Bonilla. Again, Bonilla, the longer guy, seems to have more reach, but he's not using his jab. He's not fighting from a distance. He's fighting Amini's fight.
Is that a product of just jitters?
I think it's a product of inexperience also. Neither one of these kids is very experienced. They're in the novice category, but he has the longer arms. I think he should be trying to assert a jab. There's virtually no jabs coming out of Bonilla so far. Amini's been, more aggressive, a little bit wilder with his punches, but he's scoring.
Yeah,
I think he's scoring more in this round than Bonilla is.
Straight left, that scored too. Moving around well in round number 1.
With about 10 seconds left so far, I think this is Amini's round. Again, he scores. Amini working hard this round, and I think the first round, Amini scored more.
Tell you, the beauty of the Golden Gloves and the beauty of amateur boxing really in New York, and as we talked about, began so many years ago, is the fact that you get to see these young fighters, and they could be tomorrow's future pros, world title holders, Olympians. I mean,
but
it's
the other
unbelievable.
thing, and we're going to get, Teddy Atlas is going to join us at some point, and we're going to talk a little bit about this, but you also get to see character developed in young men and women. You know, it takes a lot of dedication to be a Golden Gloves fighter. To win a Golden Gloves takes hard work, takes dedication. You have to be, honestly, you got to be a pretty good kid to do it. And there's so many alternatives in the streets for a lot of these young men and women. And instead, they're in boxing gyms, giving their blood and sweat and tears and giving everything they have to get to this point, to this moment, to try to win those Golden Gloves around their necks. So, it develops quality young men and women. That may be the most important thing about the Golden Gloves.
And they talk about boxing revealing your character. You have to have character to step in the ring. And just look, the crowd tonight, electric at the Barclays Center. Everyone's entertained. They're into it. We've seen some great action-packed fights, a lot of heart, a lot of guts.
Well, you see what you see in Broadway boxing all the time, which is neighborhood against neighborhood.
That's right.
Gym against gym, boxing club
nastiness
against boxing club.
Nastiness.
Yeah, but you know
and
what?
Good talent. I mean, it's just
but outside of the ring, these are good kids.
Yeah.
Inside of the ring, they're mean.
So we'll see who's meaner in round number 2 between Waris Amini and Jared Bonilla.
At the moment, Waris Amini seems to have the confidence, seems to have the edge.
Oh, and a good left.
Scoring
good
left.
Combination, yes. Amini in the gold, Bonilla in the blue.
Amini much more active so far.
Bonilla, just 20 years of age, started boxing 4 years ago.
Again, good scoring. Good combination there. Amini, the far more active fighter, and that works to your advantage.
And Lou, after those combinations too, he follows up, but then
decent right hand right there by Amini.
And
again,
Amini
back. Scores.
Yeah. Waris doing some damage.
I like the way Waris is moving in and out too. He's not just standing in place. He's not staying within range. He's in,
stationary.
Scoring, moving out. So far, very, very quality fight being fought.
Good left.
Waris Amini impressing me so far in this one. Oh, nice left hand scores by Amini.
Comes back with another one scoring blow. Under 10 to go. Action-packed round number 2. Bonilla trying to press the action with a late flurry.
Actually, a little flurry there by Bonilla. I still have this round with Amini's edge.
Well, the interesting thing as round number 2 comes to a close, Waris actually, as I alluded to, defeated his teammate. Shows you what kind of character this kid has. He felt bad about it, and he said, I want to win for my team, not me. So it gives you a kind of an idea that he's certainly a team player. So 2 rounds in the books as we take a look at the action in round number 2. And again, Waris Amini in the gold, tagging Bonilla with a left. Bonilla coming back with a good counter of his own. Good round to Waris Amini. 2 in the books. This is scheduled for 3 in the novice 2-minute rounds. Again, we'll go to some audio in Waris Amini's corner.
Good. Okay. We're going to commit to the whole round. Okay? You got to win this round. All right. All right. Did I take the last one? Yeah. Here. All right. Get up. Stand up.
They're telling him, they're trying to keep him motivated, telling him he's got to win this round.
Yep.
And you know what? In a 3-round fight, that's good advice.
And that's exactly what this is. 3rd and final round between Amini in the gold and Bonilla in the blue. How you scoring this thus far?
I have Amini up, but I think Amini should do what he's been doing the first couple of rounds. Move in and out, get in range, score, get out of range.
Yep. Go to the body a little bit.
That's Amini's fight on the inside right here. That's Amini's edge right now.
Pressing the action against
And he
Bonilla.
just scored on the inside.
Good right again. Corner told him to fight like he's losing a fight, be active, and he has.
But now I'd be moving back in. I would not be staying at the range of my opponent.
No, he's got to move around. You're right. It pays dividends when he slips and he moves and he comes back out. He was doing it in round number 2.
More effective as he moves in than he is from a distance.
Good
nice left hand. Very nice left hand by Amini.
Bonilla
just scored with a right and a right.
Good combination again. Counter by Bonilla, making this a fight. A minute to go. Round number 3.
Bonilla's closed the gap a little bit this last 30 seconds.
Good combination of right and again.
Oh, he's stopped right there in his tracks.
Well, these two are just throwing haymakers, both these young men.
Nice left hand right there scored by Amity. Again, Amity's picking it up a little bit more right now. More at his distance, inside.
He's going to have to make a push for this last 30 as he's got Warris Amini up against the ropes, trying to make this one close. Last 30, round number 3. Oh,
Amity's landing.
Yep.
Nice counter punching off the ropes by Amity.
Tags Bonilla.
Impressive. I think you actually heard him there.
Both these two kids fighting on fuses.
These guys are giving everything in there right now. Terrific end to this fight. Great third round here. Great third round.
It'll come to a close.
Excellent fight.
This is exactly what the fans come to see, and this is what the Golden Gloves is all about.
That is what the New York Golden Gloves is right there.
Two
Terrific
guys
third
just
round.
knocking their heads together, mutual respect. I'm not going to say this is a tough one to call because of that third round and the flurry by Bonilla. He did score a little bit, but ultimately I thought Warris Amini did more. He moved in and out. He was able to slip that jab, Lou, and he was able to pick his spots, get in, get out.
Had Bonilla fought all 3 rounds like he fought the last round, I'd have a real big question here. I think that Warris Amity pulled this fight out. I think he was the aggressor. I think he landed more combinations, more clean punches. I think this is going to be the Golden Gloves awarded to the Gold Corner.
And with that, we will step aside. More Golden Gloves to come right after this.
Things are looking up with a low-rate auto loan from Municipal Credit Union. Call 1-888-4MCU-AUTO or visit nymcu.org today. MCU. Strong, trusted, growing.
I got some NBA tickets for you.
It's broken.
What's the matter with you?
Cut me some slack, will you? How are you? There you are, sir. There's your NBA tickets. I'm gonna need you to sign. I'm gonna need my truck. Hey.
Welcome back, everyone, to a special edition of Broadway Boxing. We are at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, home of the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Glove Finals. It was a very, very spirited, entertaining, exciting bout between Efrain Varsian and, Warris Amini and Jared Bonilla. Rich Quinones is alongside Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella thinks that when it was all said and done, the gold corner, Warris Amini, won this one. I'm going to have to agree with Lou on this one. Very active, picked and chooses his spots nicely. Let's make it official. We'll go inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Let's hear it for the boxers in the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Great job. The 141-pound novice champion is from the gold corner, Warris Amini.
Well, we're right once again. A credit to the quality judging by these men and women that are judging the fight tonight.
That's all. I think that's really all you want to see. I mean, especially in amateurs, you don't want to see these kids get disheartened if they get robbed. I mean, I wouldn't say highway robberies, but the bottom line is both of these young men fought their guts out, and Warris Amini, I agree with you, absolutely picked and chooses spots brilliantly, 20 years of age, and He showed a lot tonight in the ring. Jared Bonilla very game.
Here you see the advantage Amity had. He's ducking punches, and when he gets inside, these exchanges favor Amity. He's much more active with his punches. He's throwing a lot. Actually, a left landed there for his opponent by Bonilla, but right there again, inside, it was effective left hand right there. You're seeing another effective body shot, another scoring shot. You know, the right guy won that fight. A really good performance from Waris Amity from the Elm Core Boxing Club.
More Golden Gloves action to come. We'll step aside. We'll be back right after this.
Are the credit card bills closing in on you? Sick and tired of the constant struggle just to stay afloat? Shouldn't this be the year you get a fresh start? Well, now you can settle your debts with dignity and without bankruptcy, with zero upfront or monthly fees. Get the professional help at the Thomason Law Group and get a fresh start. It's easy to sign up. We do all the real work. Better than credit consolidation or credit counseling, the Thomason Law Group uses the power of legal professionals to settle your debts. You don't have to face this alone. We can help with an affordable monthly payment. Call now if you have over 15 grand in debt and settle your debts so you can have hundreds more each month. Don't put this off. Legal settlement can get you fast, easy debt resolution and let you get back to the important things in life.
Call the Thomason Law Group at 1-800-847-0205. That's 1-800-847-0205.
Credit to both these young ladies. I mean, unbelievable, because Jamie Benson, kind of a newcomer on the scene, 28 years of age, fiery. She tried to spoil the party, and I'll tell you, she almost pulled it off tonight, but in the very end, it was Nisa Rodriguez, 23 years of age, from Mendez, BC. The young mother won the GGs back in 2008, gave birth to her son Emerson, made it back to the finals in 2009. She was a four-time winner. Well, tonight, she upends a tough and gritty Jamie Benson. She earns her 5th Golden Gloves in the 154-pound division. Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center and a special edition of Broadway Boxing. This is the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves tourney final, and I'll tell you, we are in store for what we believe is going to be an exciting bout. Ringside, Rich Quinones, alongside Lou DiBella this evening. And Lou, you talk about when you have an opportunity to see two young fighters who are going to be action-packed, who may be stars of tomorrow, Christian Bermudez, Christian Chavez. This one has the makings of maybe the fight of the night.
I don't follow amateur boxing that closely that I would know naturally who these guys are. However, you know, I'm in a New York area. I'm a New York promoter. This is my hometown. And people have been saying to me for the last week, watch out for Christian against Christian.
Should be a good one. Let's get it underway. Let's go to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Our next bout is a 132-pound open championship. This bout will consist of 3 3-minute rounds. The referee is Ernesto Rodriguez. In the gold corner, Christian Bermudez, 17 years old, representing Atlas Cops and Kids. Christian is a student from Brooklyn. His 2014 gloves record, 2 decisions, 1 bye. And in the blue corner, Christian Chavez, 19 years old, representing Freeport BAL. Christian is a student from East Meadow. His glove record for 2014, 3 decisions.
Keep him pumped. Don't be holding.
So here we go. It's going to be Bermudez and Chavez. And how about Bermudez? Lou, 17 years of age, 2-0 with a bye out of Brooklyn, New York. What a start for him. He stunned Titus Williams, who was the reigning champ at 132. He was also the 2013 Sugar Ray Robinson Award winner, which is given annually in this tournament to the best boxer. And this is a kid that fights with a lot of guts, a lot of heart.
You got a 17-year-old
That's
fighting
you love it
in
already.
the 32-pound open
You love
division.
it. I know you love this.
Who's already won the Sugar Ray Robinson Award. You know, you see this a lot. Let me tell you something. The first time I saw Marco Turner Barrera, he was 17 years old, and I knew that he was something special. So I'm very curious to see this young, highly touted young man.
And the one thing about Bermudez is he is very active when he fights. He comes out swinging. He was the aggressor, and he actually was able to neutralize Williams for that upset. As for Chavez in the blue from
Chavez
Freeport
is
Pal,
very composed, a cool customer. You see Bermudez come out, you know, looking a lot more active early. Chavez measuring him, taking his time. So far, Bermudez clearly the aggressor in the first 30 seconds of this fight.
we knew he was going to come out, guns a-blazing, and he's doing it right now.
And I love, you know what I love? I love when they're tied up in a corner and you see Christian Bermudez continuing to throw his hands.
And that's what he's going to do. When he disrupted Williams, he didn't let him get comfortable, swept on the scorecards for the 3-0 shocker. This kid is one of those, I don't want to call him an underdog, but there's a lot of talk that he can be one of those young, up-and-coming boxers in this area, perhaps turning pro down the road. And right now,
just
making a
missed
statement.
when talking a decent counter by Chavez, it probably scored a point. But right now, you see they're both a little bit more under control. Bermudez being less wild. Chavez seeming to be a little bit more active, a little bit more light on his feet, more comfortable at that.
Well,
nice right hand.
Bermudez just stunned him right there with a left and a right. Going to the body now. Good combination, fast hands too.
Love the body work by the 17-year-old young man, Christian Bermudez.
Those body shots score. Again, this one's slated for 3 rounds, 3 3-minute rounds. Bermudez in the gold, Chavez in the blue. Good counter again by Bermudez. Didn't connect with that left. Extremely focused. You can see a very intense look in his eyes. Comes with a left right there, pushes back Chavez.
Look, no matter whether it's pro or amateur boxing, it's much easier to score more often if you're the guy backing your opponent up. And so far, Christian Bermudez is backing Christian Chavez up.
Oh, and he connects again with a left. Got Bermudez. Chavez up against the ropes, under a minute to go in this opening round. Good right by Chavez.
You know, Bermudez is throwing a lot of punches to the body. Now, the wonderful thing, if you're a promoter or you're a boxing professional, is you like to see those body punches. In the amateurs, often, body punches don't get the scoring that they do and take, you know, they're taking the toll on the opponent. But in terms of scoring the points, nice left, right there was a scoring left by Bermudez. But often the body shots don't get counted the same way as other, even light jabs that are more easily seen get scored more often than body shots.
A clean, a shot to the head, jabs as you alluded to. They want to see that, but
this is Bermudez round in my book.
Well, I think there's no question. He's been more aggressive. He's landed. Now, I know you might argue again about those body shots with the scoring. I do believe they're going to have an impact going forward.
Well, look, you know,
take a look at some of the action in round number 1 between Bermudez and Chavez, Lou.
Nice left right there. Nice combination by Bermudez, backing into the ropes. A few of those punches landed. A left landed, a right just landed. Bermudez is landing a lot of punches. You know, I have a pen in my hand, and I'm circling some of these fighters as we watch these fights. But it's not the announcer in me circling these fighters.
It's the
promoter in me.
Absolutely.
And right now I'm circling Christian Bermudez's name, just based on what I saw in that round.
Well, again, he shocked a lot of people by beating Titus Williams, stunning him. Williams, as I alluded to, was the reigning champ at 132, and this came out very aggressive, and we saw he took round number 1 against Chavez.
This is a very talented young high school student, very talented kid out of Teddy Atlas's Cops and Kids program. Very good first round for Christian Bermudez.
All right, conversely, if you're Chavez's corner, what kind of instructions did you give him as Bermudez comes and just tags him again, opening stages? Round number 2 with another left.
To hold your ground, to throw a jab, to try to maintain your space. But right now, Bermudez is the stronger fighter, the more active fighter. Getting warned on a hold behind the head. Right now, the pace of this fight is favoring Christian Bermudez. Big time.
Oh, nice. Another left, tagged him again, Lou.
Beautiful left hand, beautiful left hand. Nice combination, again to the body. I don't know how many of those landed, but Now he's winging some wild punches, which he doesn't have to do, but right now Bermudez, the pace of this fight is favoring Christian Bermudez.
Another combination. Well, Chavez is going to be, it's a slip.
I
Chavez
think,
will be
you know
one.
what, I think that was a little bit of frustration right there.
Absolutely.
I mean, Chavez threw him down right there. I think there's a little bit of frustration in Chavez. He hasn't figured out the young Christian Bermudez, and he knows he's behind in this fight.
And when Chavez took a semifinal win over Gershino Yancey, he was able to neutralize him throughout the bout. He has not been able to do that. No luck whatsoever.
Well, you know, speed kills, and right now, everything's favoring Bermudez, including speed.
He does look, forget about dominant fighter, but the hand speed, it's almost light years.
You know, there was just a little punch there on the break.
Oh,
Chavez is clearly frustrated right here.
He's got to watch himself and keep his wits, too. Bermudez again, dancing around, gold trunks.
Nice body work. Even if he doesn't get a scoring blow on that, nice body work. He's, again, countering well, throwing well. Decent right hand right there with Chavez. I don't know if that would score it. It was close. But Bermudez is still the one walking him down. Bermudez is still the aggressor in this fight. Aggression, again, matters less. And beautiful right hand.
Oh, and Chavez shaking his head. You know all about that. He's hurt.
When you shake your head, it means, yeah, you hit me.
You got me, yep.
But I thought that Chavez came back with a decent blow of his own right there.
Fighting square in a phone booth right now. They'll get broken up. Round number 2. Good action. We thought this was perhaps going to be an action-packed fight. So far, it's lived up to its billing between Bermudez and Chavez. Under a minute to go. Round number 2, scheduled for 3. Bermudez fights angry. He just has that look where he's just ticked off, and he's very focused for a 17-year-old.
Well, he's got a pro look for a 17-year-old, too. He's got that.
Come and get me, I'm coming to get you.
The fight just started, and I'm a mean kid. That's the look in his eyes. And you like that, you know, a little too wild there. No need for that. Just land that punch. That's all Christian Bermudez has to do. Land that punch.
Is that just a question of being 17 and being
being
amped
17.
up a little?
Well, it's also being 17, thinking you're real good, and wanting to show your hometown crowd at the Barclays Center on a big stage your power. Oh!
My goodness,
he's hurt. He's hurt, and he's down.
Oh, mercy! Christian Chavez floored Bermudez.
And that was the youngster. That was inexperience. That was his 17 years of age.
Mercy. See if he gets round number 2.
As we just said, there was no reason to throw those wild punches.
Oh, the tide of this one is turned. Oh my goodness, perhaps the fight of the night thus far. Oh, mercy, Chavez catches him.
Now, if that was a pro fight, that would be a 10-8 round for Christian Chavez. But that's not a pro fight. This is an amateur fight. Here we go. Let's see the replay of this.
Look at this action. Round number 2.
Nice shot. There we go. You're seeing his punches are wild. Bermudez is throwing wide stuff right now, and he's leaving himself open.
So we saw that was a slip.
Again, misses with a wild punch.
I need 3 minutes relentless. You hear me?
And a flush.
Oh, what a right.
A flush right hand.
And we were just talking about the aggression, dancing around, trying to put on a show. You're a young fighter. You're amped up. Now you find yourself in a fight. 2 rounds in the books. This is slated for 3.
I think this one is still up for grabs.
Oh,
sir.
absolutely. And you know what? If you're Chavez, not only did you take Bermudez's best punch, but you also delivered it. Now he's got a little confidence. We'll see how Bermudez handles it. Bermudez again in the gold, Chavez in the blue. Oh, now Bermudez stalking Chavez around the ring.
Well, Bermudez is feeling more of a sense of urgency. He hit his rear end, and he's feeling a sense of urgency. He knows he has to show big in this 3rd round if he's going to get this decision. He needs to land punches. That's what he needs to do.
He's got to settle down and go back to what he was doing in round number 1.
Exactly. Try to throw more, try to land more. Don't be concerned about knocking down his opponent. Be concerned about scoring punches. Nice left hand right there.
That's right, and when you go for the knockout, technically you don't get it. Oh, good left by Bermudez.
Bermudez starting this round. Nice right hand.
Oh, he comes back again with a good combination, does Christian Bermudez in the gold.
Yeah, but he's throwing very wild. He should be a little bit more under control. So far this round, I give to Bermudez, but again, when you throw those wild punches, you leave yourself open to be hit.
Chavez gets in the clinch, too. Smart thing to do, tie him up a little bit. Minute in, round number 3. 3rd and final round between Christian Bermudez out of Atlas Cops and Kids in the gold and Christian Chavez from Freeport PAL in the blue.
halfway through this third and final round, I think this fight's up for grabs. And the last minute and a half is going to tell. I think Bermudez is smart by following them around, by trying to be the aggressor right now. I'd like to see more hand activity.
Good right,
nice.
Another right.
I think he scored 2 points right there.
Oh, and he comes back with another right flush.
A minute left.
That was a great flurry.
He landed
there.
a right hand there. Bermudez inside landed a right hand.
Oh, and he
nice
tagged
left.
Again. Yep.
This is a good round so far for Christian Bermudez.
Chavez trying to fight back under a minute to go. Make this interesting if it can go to the scorecards. Under 50, round number 3, Bermudez and Chavez.
The left, see, the jab right there may have scored. The punch touched.
That's the issue now. With under 40 to go, these little punches, even though these soft jabs are add up, they can make all the difference in the world. Because this is a tight fight.
Let's see if someone's going to take control of the last 30 seconds of this fight.
And you can hear both corners saying, let your hands go. Under 30 to go.
Wild throws by Bermudez. He didn't really score there, but no one scored. The clinching on the inside.
Oh, there's a left.
There's a left hand score by Bermudez.
Yeah, Bermudez scored on that left.
15 seconds left.
See what these two young men have to close it out. Oh, good combination. Again, Chavez, last gas.
Oh, another shot by
Chavez with a left.
Oh, and a shot, left hand.
Oh, mercy.
There we have very good fight.
Bermudez and Chavez, my goodness. That, we thought it was going to be one of those early fights of the night.
Well, now here's an example of pro scoring versus amateur scoring. I think if you were scoring this fight as a professional fight, I'd have very little doubt at the moment that it would be no worse than a draw. You know, that you would have had that 10-8 round, that knockdown by Chavez. The third round was close. If this was a pro fight, I think I might be, you know, edging Chavez here. I'm really curious to see how the judges have this. I thought the first round belonged to Bermudez. It's a question of how they score that last round, that third round. I'm very curious to see the result here.
I would agree to that. We'll step aside. We'll come up with a decision. More Golden Gloves boxing right after this.
We would like to thank our proud sponsors for making this all possible.
Applebee's, National Grid, Empire City Casino, Municipal Credit Union,
Colony Pest Control Management,
Ticketmaster, New York Lottery, Evelyn, and here at the New York Daily News, we all thank you.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. A special presentation of Broadway Boxing, the 87th edition of the New York Daily News Golden Gloves Finals. It's a dandy. Rich Quinones ringside with Lou DiBella, Christian Bermudez against Christian Chavez, a spirited three-round affair. If you asked me right now, I actually think Chavez stole this one.
Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. The pro in me, the professional guy that's been a boxing professional for 25 years, as a professional, if this was a professional fight, I would pick Chavez as the winner. I would not at all be surprised, based upon amateur scoring, if Bermudez got the nod here. I think this is a very close one. I'm really curious to hear this decision.
I would agree with that one. All right, let's make this one official. Let's go inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
The 132-pound open champion is from the gold corner, Christian Bermudez.
Well, I was right. I was right. Now, you know why? That's not really surprising. Again, Chavez landed a huge shot, had the knockdown in the second round, but I don't think there's any doubt that over the course of the fight, Bermudez connected more. And amateur fighting is about who connected more. I told you the pro in me might have thought Chavez won that fight, but knowing that this was a Golden Gloves amateur fight, Bermudez took it by landing more punches.
I hate to agree with you, Lou, but I have to. But you hit the nail right on the head. Again, amateur fight. That's the key here. So, again, if it's a pro fight, 10-8 makes all the difference in the world. So it was a very spirited bout between Christian Bermudez and Christian Chavez. And when it was all said and done, it was a big, big win for Christian Bermudez. He sustained that knockdown in round number 2 against Chavez, but again was able to come back and score a win, get a Golden Gloves, making everyone proud from Atlas Cops and Kids. A 17-year-old from Brooklyn walks away with a little jewelry. We'll step aside. Good sportsmanship. We'll step aside. More Golden Gloves right after this.
It happens every day in the tri-state area, rain or shine. Our people get ready and open the doors. We're your neighbors, family, friends. Our kids go to school with your kids. We're not a national chain store. We're your hometown store. And it matters to us how you're treated because we want you to come back time after time and year after year. PC Richard & Son, family owned and operated for 104 years and here for you always.
Yeah, and Joe, you mentioned you look for someone who's patient in the ring. LaShawn Rodriguez, extremely patient, picked and choose, but was just a superior fighter this evening. So a very big win and a Golden Gloves for LaShawn Rodriguez. Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, in association with Broadway Boxing. This is the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves and the finals. It's been a great night of boxing here as we continue with some of the action. This is going to be Chavez Peters against Juan C. Villalobos. And to get us situated with the particulars, we'll go to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is the 141-pound Open Championship. In the gold corner, Chavez Peters. He's 23 years old, representing Starrett City Boxing Club. In the blue corner, Juan Rojas Villalobos. He's 34 years old, representing Arden Sweet Science. Juan is a bartender from Staten Island. His record for 2014 gloves, 2 decisions, 1 bye.
All right, Lou, so this one is Chavez Peters from Brooklyn in the gold corner, 23 years of age, against Juan C. Villalobos. The blue corner from Staten Island, 31 years of age. Peters won the title at 119 in 2007 and 2008. This is 141, male open, slated for 3 3-minute rounds.
Well, obviously Chavez Peters is a growing boy.
Well, he isn't. He actually stepped outside the ring for about 5 years, and he made a statement at 141 when he outpowered and flat out outboxed Tyrone James. Won that one 3-0. Showed a lot of power, raised some eyebrows.
Do we know why he took that break?
That's from what I know. It was just a hiatus to maybe regroup. There's really nothing more known, to be quite honest. He started young. The only thing I heard is he got older and felt a little different about boxing. Perhaps maybe lost the love for the sport. Now he sees himself very serious and he wants to turn pro. He's looking to get some better opportunities along the way.
Jab right there. Lands his right hand. So far, very early on, first 30 seconds, Peters looks like the more effective boxer.
And he came out in a southpaw stance as well.
Landing a number of punches right now.
Villalobos from Staten Island, Peters from Brooklyn. Lou Peters, another one of those long, lanky fighters in that reach.
Knows how to use it, too.
Good right.
He's throwing little bombs away right now. I'd like to see, again, I mean, I keep having the same comment bout after bout, but I'd like to see a more consistent jab, the jab used more as a weapon and the jab used in a snapping manner to set up a bigger punch.
Is that just in your experience, just the fact that it's a young fighter wanting to put on a show for the hometown crowd?
Yeah, sometimes, but you can look at the pro ranks and see guys that just fall a bit short, and you know, literally there are fighters in the top 10 that don't know how to jab. And honestly, in order to cross into that level of that championship level, that level of being a true contender, a champion, or a great fighter, the jab is the key to success. And it's something that every young fighter has to work on. And I think, again, if I'm going to make a criticism of Peters for a long, lanky guy right here, who obviously has ability, two-time Golden Glove champion, I'm not seeing him use the jab enough. He's winning this fight. He's landed more punches, but I'm not seeing the kind of jab I'd like to see from a young man that has pro intentions.
In the last 15 seconds, Villalobos trying to take round number 1, landing some good blows. Good left.
Left landed there.
I mean, you're right. The jab might not be sexy. It's effective. It's the best weapon.
It sets up every other punch. The jab is the most important punch in boxing, and it's often the most overlooked.
Under 20 to go, round number 1.
I mean, look, particularly at this distance. I mean, he's a tall kid, Chavez Peters. He's got to fight tall. You want to fight effectively tall? When you're at your distance, snap that jab. Your smaller opponent can't get to you.
Yeah, from a distance, you're right. Especially against a diminutive opponent, take control, set things up. 1 in the books, and again, this one's slated for 3 between Chavez Peters and Juan C. Villalobos. So how do you score unofficial round number 1? My unofficial judgment.
My unofficial round number 1 goes to Chavez Peters. I think he landed the clearer blows, more of them. I see how he's a 2-time Golden Glove champion, but at 141 pounds, fighting with the height he has, you know, clearly taller than his opponent, I'd like to see more jabbing. And if he really, as you say, he has some pro intentions, that's a dream of his. He's got to work more on that jab, learn how to fight tall more than he's doing right now.
He got caught a couple times.
He got caught a couple of times. Look, he won the first round, but I'd like to see him establish a jab, be more consistent with setting up big punches behind the jab.
Well, again, he made a statement at 141 when he flat out just outboxed Tyrone James and showed a lot of power, raised some eyebrows. It was a dominant performance, seeing if he can use that momentum in this title fight against Villalobos. Again, it's Chavez Peters in the gold, Juan C. Villalobos in the blue. Second of 3 rounds, 3-minute rounds, 141 male, and it's open. So not a lot of margin of error here with 3 rounds.
Right hand just landed by Chavez Peters. The smaller Villalobos stalking, but not throwing much right now.
Peters just, he's not that he's, we talked a little bit about touching him up with that jab. He got caught right there, his hand dropped. But he's trying to use it a little more, a little rangefinder we see right there. He ducked down nicely and actually scored with a left.
Right there, you saw right hand land, score. Again, you don't have to land hard. You just have to clearly touch your glove to your opponent. Now he's using that jab a little bit more effectively in this round.
Making an adjustment.
You like to see that.
Peters just 23 years of age. Villalobos, 31 years of age.
Right hand scored there for Peters.
spend a lot of time on Peters. If you're Villalobos, you're the smaller fighter. Not saying he's getting frustrated. Lands a nice, clean left right there. What's his game plan going forward in this fight?
You know, I'd be trying to, you know, if he's not giving you the head, go for the body.
And the head will fall, yeah.
Just try to land some punches. Try to get your opponent's attention. Try to get him to drop his gloves. You know, particularly he was given a lot of opportunities before Peters was asserting the jab. Peters is doing a better job now keeping Villalobos at a distance. But right there, for example, right now, he should be attacking. His opponent is not throwing. Peters not throwing at the moment. This is where Villalobos can launch an attack, try to pin him against the ropes, and do some damage.
He was able to touch him on a counter left, but again, conversely, Peters countered with a right of his own.
Peters is much more effective in the middle of the ring. So if Villalobos can get him to the ropes, can push him backward, he has a better chance to be effective. 25 seconds left in the round.
Slated for 3, round number 2 coming to a close between Peters and Villalobos. Good left. Good combination by Peters to close out round number 2. I mean, look, if you go on the premise, which is accurate, just touching him up and making contact and being consistent, Peters is round again.
Peters is winning this fight.
Yeah.
No question.
Tell you the one thing, if you guys are just tuning in and you're new to boxing in New York, first of all, where have you been? I mean, the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves, a tradition that started way back in 27. We talked about some of the great young pros that we've been able to witness this evening at a great venue, Lou, the Barclays Center. But the bottom line is, I go back to something that David Diamante said, which is interesting. You can be a great amateur and maybe not have that type of success in the pros. I mean, one of the guys I respect,
it's a
different animal. I get it.
It's a different animal.
But I'll give you a perfect example. And all-time Mark Breland, I argue the greatest U.S. amateur ever, had good success in the pros, amateur ranks, Olympics.
Well, look, Mark Breland was a great fighter. Mark Breland had some issues with his chin, and that affected him as a pro. He was a great amateur.
Well, we're seeing a little action right here in number 3. But you also equate it to 2 styles.
Well, I mean, because you're encouraged. It's why so many Europeans tend to be on the international circuit such successful amateurs, because they play the amateur game. It's about touch. It's about scoring. It's not about landing the harder punches. It's not about hurting your opponent. It's often not about a pro style. You know, they're often. Also, here's the other thing: you're wearing headgear. You know, it changes. You know, your chin is tested a lot more. You know, Chris Galliano had never been knocked down until his first pro fight.
Well, I'll tell you whose chin is being tested is Villalobos, as Peters is unloading. A minute into round number 3 now. It's Villalobos with a right.
Oh, big hand. Big right hand by Villalobos.
Oh, my goodness, he tagged Peters with another right. Jose Villalobos showing a lot of heart now. It's Peters with a counter left.
154 left. And honestly, Villalobos needs to do something dramatic here.
Showing a lot of heart.
Absolutely no quitting Villalobos. He wants those Golden Gloves, but he's behind in this fight. I think he needs at least an 8 count or a knockdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Standing 8 or a knockout to win this one. Showing a lot of toughness. Peters went away from that jab too and allowed Villalobos to sneak in.
Again, you know, Peters would be advised to go back to snapping that jab a little bit, keeping him at a distance. You know, right now he's fighting more Villalobos fight.
Yeah, and Villalobos crouching down a little bit. That's going to be a standing 8, and I disagree with that. I disagree. Peters went downstairs. I didn't even see a clear-cut shot to Villalobos. I think that was, they pulled the trigger too quick on that one.
You know, there have been a couple of standing 8 counts.
That's going to make all the difference in the world in the fight. If it was,
well, I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Tighter.
It's not. Yeah, but in this fight, it's not going to make.
Good left.
I mean, I think that Peters was comfortably ahead without that 8 count, so I don't really think that's going to make much of a difference.
Villalobos having an issue with his headgear. Under 30 to go, 3rd and final round between Chavez, Peters, and Juan Villalobos. tighter fight. That standing 8 could have swayed the fight. Doesn't look like it's gonna. But we learned one thing about Villalobos, fighting with a lot of heart.
No question, no quit. Probably had his best round in this round despite that standing 8 count.
Oh, and he tagged Peters with a left again. Well, he went down swinging, Lou.
He went down swinging, but he's going to go down because the Golden Gloves are going to go to the gold corner. And I think Chavez Peters from Starrett City is going to bring home his 3rd Golden Gloves championship.
Well, he said he wanted to be refocused after the hiatus. We mentioned he won a title at 119 in 2007 and 2008. Had that big win against Tyrone James, and he's looking to get his 3rd Golden Gloves. We'll make it official when we step aside. We'll be back right after this.
Things are looking up with a low-rate auto loan from Municipal Credit Union. Call 1-888-4MCU-AUTO or visit nymcu.org today. MCU. Strong, trusted, growing.
I got some NBA tickets for you. It's broken.
What's the matter with you? Cut me some slack, will you? How are you? There you are, sir. There's your NBA tickets. I'm gonna need you to sign. Sir, I'm gonna need my truck. Hey!
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center, site of this year's 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves Finals. It's been a wonderful night of boxing. The crowd is electric. They're engaged. They're energetic. We've seen entertaining bouts throughout the evening. Rich Quinones alongside my broadcast partner, Lou DiBella. This one was no different. A very spirited bout between Chavez Peters and Juan C. Villalobos. Let's make it official. Let's go inside the ring to Kevin Van Meter.
The winner of the 141-pound Open Championship is from the gold corner, Chavez Peters.
Well, so there you have it. Chavez Peters, the Brooklyn kid, won a title in 2007, 2008. After hiatus, comes back in the ring. An impression. I thought he made a great performance, very impressionable with me, Lou, and he walks away with another Golden Gloves. I see the circle. I see the pen.
I have the circle. I think that it was a good performance. I think he clearly won the fight. But here's an example. If this young man wants to turn pro, I think he's got a lot of work to do.
Can I ask you one question? If he took a little bit of a hiatus and wanted to regroup and maybe lost the passion, and I'm not saying that, but came back strong, is that something as a promoter hat now, weary going forward?
It doesn't make me wary, but you know, everyone can take a break in life. But you know what? Not throwing a jab when you have the height he has, and
that's more concerning.
Looping your punches the way he does, that's more of a concern.
Well said. All right, Peters with the win. We'll step aside. More Golden Gloves right after this.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then call now for the Ageless Male free testosterone giveaway. For the first time ever, not just 100 or 1,000, but every man who calls in the next few minutes will receive a free 30-day supply of Ageless Male. Ageless Male has ingredients clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels, and that supports muscle health, boosts romantic drive, and supports energy metabolism. Even though we've already sold over 800,000 bottles of Ageless Male, this is the first time ever we're offering Ageless Male for free. All you pay is shipping and handling. More muscle, more romantic drive, more energy. And it all starts with this amazing offer, the Ageless Male free testosterone giveaway. Your free 30-day supply is waiting for you. Call now.
Don't delay. This is a limited time offer. Call 1-800-764-7482. Secure your free bottle today. That's 1-800-764-7482. 1-800-764-7482.
You know, you mentioned this, you look for some unique things out of a young, spirited fighter. This was a dandy of a bout between Jacob Colon and Ariel Lopez. Colon's not going to be able to bring the gold home to his father, who won a Golden Gloves 20 years ago at the 125, but instead, it's another gold for the gold corner. Ariel Lopez, just 18 years of age, Gleason's Gym improves to 5-0, but more importantly, goes home with the Golden Gloves. Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, site of the 87th Annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves Finals, brought to you by Broadway Boxing. Rich Quinones ringside with Lou DiBella. This is a good bout we have coming up. Ali Salim and Vyacheslav Barskova.
I would say it's...
You pronounce that for me, Lou.
Okay. Vyacheslav Barsikov.
178 open. Now, these are
but
3
we're
rounds.
just going to call him Barsikov.
3 rounds. 3-minute rounds, and I kind of like the 178 division. These guys, I have a feeling, this is just me, they're going to throw some punches. You're going to see some activity here.
It's a good division, strong kids. Ali Salam fights from out of Teddy Atlas, Cops and Kids out of Staten Island. Teddy is the real champion for young people. His Teddy Atlas Foundation in Staten Island does a tremendous amount for the community, and this is an offshoot of that. He has a boxing gym in Staten Island. Ali fights out of Atlas, Cops and Kids. Mendez out of Manhattan, another great gym. They have Barsikov fighting. I'm expecting an interesting fight here.
It should be a good one. Let's get it started with our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next bout is the 178-pound Open Championship. This bout will consist of 3 3-minute rounds. The referee is Jeff Friedman. In the gold corner, Ali Salam. 19 years old, he's representing Atlas Cops and Kids.
When I said that again.
Ali was born in Egypt and is a student from Manhattan. His 2014 Gloves record, 3 decisions. And in the blue corner, Slava Borsukov. He's 22 years old from Mendez Boxing Club. Slava is originally from Russia and is now a student from Queens. His 2014 Gloves record, 2 decisions, 1 bye.
We'll call him Barsikov, but it's Vyacheslav Barsikov out of Mendez, BC. Ali fights out of Teddy Atlas, Atlas Cops and Kids. You know, Barsikov, but who? Okay. And the European fighters tend to be very adept, as I pointed out before that last bout, very adept at this amateur style. Well, it's starting off with Barsikov being far more active, landing nice combination right there. Landed a couple of jabs, did Salim. Well, Barsukov is putting his punches together, which, as a promoter, I like to see. Now, how many of them are scoring, I can't attest to. You see, now Barsukov would be well served when he's at the distance. Don't just flick the jab, touch it. You know, a touched jab is a point. This is amateur boxing. I would like to see Barsukov, instead of just flicking that jab, trying to land that jab. I think it would serve him with the judges here. Oh, big power punch. And that's the gym associated with Teddy Atlas, Teddy Atlas Foundation. His foundation that is in honor of his dad. That does a tremendous amount of great work throughout the city, particularly in Staten Island. And this gym is there to help young people, you know, stay off the streets and use boxing as a way to better themselves. So all credit to Teddy Atlas on the Atlas Cops and Kids program. That was a nice, ooh. And I thought there was a nice left that landed by Barsukov. Aggression, a punch. I mean, I love to see a fighter that can knock another fighter down with headgear. That fighter always piques my interest. Very good round, by the way, I thought, for Barsukov. Again, if I was scoring it in pro scoring, I clearly would have that round for Barsukov. Even with amateur scoring, I think he landed far more punches. I have no doubt that Barsukov landed more in that round than Salim. Most of the action, though, emanated from Barsukov. And I think we're going to see that from these highlights. There's a nice combination by Barsukov. A few of those punches landed. I gave that first round to Barsukov. Yeah, but you know, it's interesting that, well, Salim seems to be more the pure counterpuncher, waiting to counter Barsukov. I think Barsukov's aggression there helped him score a number of points by throwing punches in bunches, and I think he landed some of those combinations. Well, you have 3 rounds, so you give 1 round away, and you're in trouble. Again, I'd like to see Barsukov be more active with his jab. Use the jab to touch the opponent, not just as a placeholder, not to hit the air, but to touch the opponent. In amateur boxing, that's how you score points. That wasn't, I think actually that jab landed too. That was a nice combination by Barsukov. But I'd like to see him snap that jab more. Well, Sleeps picked it up in the last 20 seconds or so. No, absolutely, but you have, you know, in a three-round fight, you have much less time to adapt. So the adapting has to happen early. The adjustment has to happen early. I think this has been a better round for Salim, a closer round certainly. Let's see what happens in the next half of this round. Minute 44 remaining. Much closer round. And even there, he touched Barsukov. You see, you know, where Barsukov's flaw may be in this fight is that he's landing big punches, he's throwing combinations, but he's not touching with the jab. He's not landing everything, you know, even though he's throwing far more, his connect percentage is not high. Most of those jabs are hitting air. Well, this bout is certainly tightened up in round 2. Barsikov scored in that little sequence. Which makes it easy, frankly, to land a touch punch if you're his opponent. You can see that these guys, why these guys are in the open class. They both know how to box. They're patient. Clearly, these guys have some experience. That was a much closer round. I'd say this fight is tightened up after 2. I want to see. I think the 3rd round could decide the winner of this one. We're gonna go to Barsikov's corner. Well, I can't translate Russian, so I'm not going to guess what was just said. Well, he better land. I mean, I think his corner. See that? Here we go. His corner just say, if you don't fight this round, you definitely lost this fight. I tend to agree with them. I think that Salim's got to take control of this round big time if he's going to get this decision. Well, I mean, I don't think he's landed anything clean. Again, you know, this is about punches that clearly land that these judges see at the same time. Well, you just saw a jab land by Barsikov. And the counter left landed. Early on, Barsikov was backing Salim up. This round, you see Salim holding his ground, feeling confident in his ability to counter. I'd like to see Barsikov use a jab here, you know, and that's, I think, what's missing in his arsenal. Neither guy doing much throwing at the moment. And, you know, in the pros where this might have some influence on a judge, in the amateurs, it means nothing. See if his opponent could come out of the, of this break with a little bit more energy and be a little bit more active. But whereas sometimes in the pro ranks you'll see judges get influenced by an injury like this that has nothing to do with amateur scoring. It doesn't make a difference if you land a jab or a power punch.
Well, I'm saying if it's a clash of heads per se.
Correct, obviously. I actually think that happened as a result of a punch. I mean, Barsikov has landed the harder punches this fight. And I think more of them. There was a nice right hand that I think landed right there. And again, right on the nose. The blood is really, really coming out of, really. Well, Salim is targeting that injury. But I would say Salim just landed a punch. They're calling a halt to the action, and they're bringing him back to the corner. You know, that was a very clean shot that he landed on Salim's nose. It started the blood flow to an even greater extent. Interesting to see what they do here in the corner. It's also a nose injury. It's not an eye injury. It's not something that compromises his ability to see. But his nose is bleeding. You know, his nose is bleeding. Atlas Cops and Kids has a big turnout in the Barclays Center tonight, and you're hearing them right now. But I think that Clay, it was a clean right hand that caused that nosebleed. Clean right hand by Barsukov. I think he's feeling a sense of urgency with that bloody nose. He knows that that's not helping him. He wants to be active. There we go. That was another nice left hand by Barsukov. I think that scored. Well, I think Barsukov sees himself the victor. He's taking no chances right now. There. Oh, nice shot. And actually, I think he just scored another point. But I got to tell you, that may have been too little, too late. Oh, I mean, look, you know what? There's no quit in any of these Golden Glovers. These kids want that Golden Glove. It's something that they value, that they cherish forever. I know men now in their 60s and 70s that still wear their Golden Gloves proudly. That's why you see a kid like Salim fight with a bloody nose to the last possible second. Look, I was wrong on the first bout, but I clearly see this one going to Barsukov. I hope I don't go 0 for 2, but it's going to show my complete ineptness as an amateur judge.
Are you falling behind on your student loan payments? Are the monthly payments too much for you to afford? Have you just stopped paying? If this is you, Reliant Financial is offering free information for those who call the number on their screens right now. If you are struggling with student loan debts, our partners can show you how you may be able to reduce your monthly payments and tell you if you may qualify to have your student loans eliminated entirely. Call Reliant Financial now to take part in this special free offer. You'll speak with one of our experienced partners who will evaluate your situation and guide you through the process. The call and information are free, and there is no obligation. Our partners can help stop collection calls, lift wage garnishments, and release tax liens. Stop struggling with student loan debts, end the collection process, and get a monthly payment you can afford. To get your free information and to take control of your student loan debt, make the free call to Reliant Financial today. Call 800-658-2032. That's 800-658-2032.
Welcome back, everyone, to Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, site of the 87th Annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves Finals. Let's make this one official. It was a good one. We'll go inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
The 178-pound open champion is from the blue corner, Slava Barsukov.
That's no surprise there, I thought, at all, Rich. I think Barsukov landed more punches, harder punches, bloodied the nose of Salim, pretty much took control of that fight pretty early on. Salim came on a little bit in the second round, but I thought that was a very clear decision and an impressive one for Vyacheslav Barsukov from the Mendez BC.
Yep, and he gets a Golden Gloves. And again, as I mentioned, Russia's under-22 national champion bronze medalist. He walks away with a Golden Gloves and a nice effort. And also for Salim, showed a lot of heart this evening. Good outing from Salim.
And you've
Atlas
also
Cops and Kids.
You're also seeing again the strength of fighters, young fighters coming out of Eastern Europe right now, particularly as amateurs.
More Golden Gloves action when we come back right after this.
Things are looking up with a low-rate auto loan from Municipal Credit Union. Call 1-888-4MCU-AUTO or visit nymcu.org today. MCU. Strong, trusted, growing.
It happens every day in the tri-state area, rain or shine. Our people get ready and open the doors. We're your neighbors, family, friends. Our kids go to school with your kids. We're not a national chain store. We're your hometown store. And it matters to us how you're treated because we want you to come back time after time and year after year. PC Richard & Son, family owned and operated for 104 years and here for you always.
Here you see the new champion dominating the fight, landing some clean shots, continuing to be the aggressor, rights and lefts being thrown, and she's landing a number of those punches. Very good performance by Alexis.
You can see Cristela Cepeda is very skilled. It's just she did not throw enough punches.
Yeah. She was outworked, and the woman who worked harder got the deserved decision.
And she did, and that is Alexis Morant, who upends the four-time champ.
This crowd is electric right now. This is New York Golden Gloves boxing on Broadway Boxing.
I'm looking at Patrick. He's ready to put on his gloves. And I'll tell you, there's great backstories between these two fighters. You talk about a fighter, and we'll talk a little more about Demonte, who's fighting with a heavy heart. I spoke to him a couple hours ago. This kid is set to go, Lou, and he's fighting with a heavy heart.
We're about to get a special guest to join us. Patrick, thanks so much for joining us for that last bout. We're about to have a boxing legend join us for this next bout, and I think this is going to be one of the highlights of the night. This room is rocking and rolling and waiting for this fight, and we're anticipating the arrival of our special guest announcer for this next fight, the legendary Teddy Atlas.
Patrick, good luck, my friend. All the best. Appreciate it. Well, the crowd is electric at the Barclays Center. It's got the feel of a title fight, and it's unbelievable. It is electric. Rich Quinones alongside Lou DiBella. We're awaiting our special guest. Let's get this one underway as we actually throw it to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Our next bout is the 152-pound Novice Championship. This bout will consist of 3 two-minute rounds. The referee is Mike Lemish. In the gold corner, Dominique White, 25 years old, representing Pinpoint Boxing Club. Dominique is a construction worker from Elmont. His 2014 gloves record 4 decisions, 1 stoppage. And in the blue corner, Anthony Demonte, 17 years old, representing Atlas Cops and Kids. Anthony is a student from Staten Island. His 2014 gloves record, 4 decisions, 1 stoppage.
We're about to start the action here between Dominique White and Anthony Demonte. We're joined by a man who really is a legend in our sport, a legend in the sport of boxing, one of the great trainers of all time, a great commentator on ESPN, but more importantly, a great citizen of this great New York. Teddy, you do so much good work with the Atlas Foundation, and now with your Atlas Cops and Kids program. You want to tell us a little bit about Cops and Kids? You have Anthony Demonte, in the blue corner from your Thompson Kids program.
Yeah, he's a great kid. All the kids, look, we have 3 rules in our gyms. We have 3 gyms in the city, 600 kids totally. We got 1 in Brooklyn, 2 in Staten Island. We got 3 rules. No money for our kids. We subsidize it. Bring your report card, you get in the door, pull your pants up, no sagging, respect yourself, respect others. And the third one is we put computer rooms in all our gyms, and we hire a certified teacher to mentor and tutor the kids. They have to go into the computer rooms 3 days a week to go to our gyms. And DeMonte is one of those kids. We're very proud of him. We're proud of all our kids.
Well, that's why win or lose, the kids that are in Atlas Thompson Kids, you know, are tremendous kids to look up to, because they are working on themselves as human beings, as people, as students, not only as fighters. And that's a credit to you, Teddy.
Well, thank you.
And I'll tell you, the action guys heating up right away between White and DeMonte, just 17 years of age. Again, Rich Quinones ringside with Lou DiBella and Teddy Atlas.
Well, that's an example of having to protect yourself at all times.
Absolutely.
The trim strap came up, but DeMonte was still free to throw punches.
Yeah, the referee had not stepped in. You know, the referee's in charge in there. He hadn't stepped in. He hadn't called a halt in action. So DeMonte was acting like a fighter going forward.
That's something, Teddy, you always talk about on the air. Forget it, you know, protect yourself, but continue to fight, fight, fight. And we're seeing it right there by Anthony.
Terrific action so far. These guys are about the same weight, but White appears to be the bigger man.
He had a tough win against Mark Bermudez, too. Took some hard shots in that one.
Both guys are looking to be aggressive. They're both looking for the right key to get in the door.
What can you tell us about DeMonte that we don't know, Teddy?
Well, every once in a while, look, he'll do it on the front end, he'll do it on the back end. He likes to get off and then get out, use his legs to get out, and then see if he can walk into a trap when he gets out.
Moving around well, under 10, round number 1. An electric round number 1.
And a close round number 1.
Yeah, you can see both guys are looking for the other one to lead. And
nice right hand there.
By White.
Yeah, White did a good job there. He waited for DeMonte to lead, got a little out of position, and again, he's looking to counter right now, White.
1 in the books, action-packed. You can hear the noise, the electricity inside the Barclays Center. We talk about those towels being waved, Lou. We see the crowd, the followers for DeMonte. We see the followers for White. This has the makings of perhaps the fight of the night. Rich Quinones alongside Lou DiBella and Teddy Atlas.
How'd you see that first round, Teddy?
I give it to the gold corn. I give it to White. I think he just got a little bit more done on the back end. You know, DeMonte got a little over anxious in spots. White did a good job. I'd say the last quarter of the round, counterpunching.
I have it the same way, Teddy. I thought that White sort of established, particularly the last minute of the round.
Teddy, how do you not even train or manage, but coach up a young fighter to always tell him to just relax at times? Because a lot of these guys want to come out and look for that knockout, that home run. When you get it, when you look for it, you're not going to get it. What do you tell them?
That's the mental end. That's the discipline. That's the control. You know, it's not the physical part. It's the mental part. 75% of this game is the mental part. That comes with experience, with getting in that ring and starting to get relaxed.
Nice shot there by Dominic White.
And this is scheduled for 3 novice. White and DeMonte, thus far living up to its billing as perhaps the fight of the night.
And sometimes you tell the fighters to talk to themselves. And no, I'm not crazy, but you tell them, talk to yourself, tell yourself, calm down, stay calm, stay in control, remember what you learned in the gym.
How old is Anthony DeMonte, Teddy?
I believe he's 18. He's either 17 or 18. Young kid.
It's just the novice division, so these are not two super experienced fighters.
White 25, DeMonte 17, yep.
And frankly, you know what? There's a difference in man strength between
Absolutely.
a young 18-year-old kid and a muscular 25-year-old like Dominic White.
Oh, good right by White.
Right now, DeMonte's looking to use his legs. Just watch him. He's waiting on the outside, looking to get an angle, and then look to step in at the right spot, then step out.
He's moving away from the power of Dominique right now, and that's a good thing for DeMonte to be doing.
I agree with you. And again, it's the legs right now, the man in blue. DeMonte, he's looking for a spot. If he's not working, he's getting an angle, and then he comes in.
Might be 17 years of age, fighting a smart fight in this round.
Yeah, he's using his intellect this round, there's no doubt about it.
And he just landed a right hand.
White.
And again, it's the legs setting it off. He's getting angles. He's looking for the right spot to unload. Right there, he eats the jab.
He's got to keep moving. This is not his fight. He doesn't want to be wrestling with Dominic White. He doesn't want to be inside brawling. He wants to use his feet. There he goes. A nice right hand by Demonte.
And again, his feet. He's moving a little bit, looking for the spot. And then when he thinks he's got the right angle and he thinks he's got White not set, he walks in like that.
He scored right there to close out round number 2.
He's caught another jab.
Caught one late.
I think he evened up the fight. I think the third round is going to be the teller.
Well, let's take a look at some of the action in round number 2. As Teddy likes to say, maybe driving through a bad area. Let's see which fighter was doing it, Teddy. What do you got for us with this replay?
Well, you see right there, you saw Demonte get in with a good right hand. The left hand was a setup, though.
Very nice right hands. Again, another right hand.
Yep.
Very nice right hands. And you're right, Teddy. They were set up by his legs, by his movement. Demonte seems to be a much better fighter when he's on his feet.
Yeah, well, good job in the corner there by Pat, one of his trainers, right there, Pat Basciano. He's a former Golden Glove champion. Actually, he fought in the Golden Glove finals one year for Shami. He does a good job in the corner, and he did a good job from the first and second round. Yeah, what he's telling him is, when you get a little separation and it's the right spot, step on him. He did a good job making an adjustment between the first and second round.
All right, third and final round, guys. How do you score this one right now?
I think this one's still up for grabs.
Yeah, I got it even. I got the first round White and the second round for Demonte. This round's going to tell who's the champ.
Fighting like it's a tight fight. Both men come out swinging, Lou.
And they're not fighting like an amateur fight right now. These guys are laying out some leather.
Demonte in the blue, White in the gold.
Look at the legs. Just look at the legs of the man in blue, Demonte. He's using those legs to change distance. When he's not working, he gets out of range where White can't work, and then he looks for the angle in the right lane to come in.
Nice jab right there, just landed. That's the point. There's another point. Demonte fighting very smart right now.
Yeah, ever since that first round, Demonte's adjustments with the legs has been a difference. White has not made an adjustment. He's still coming forward in a one-dimensional way.
Yep. It's also a time stationary, too. Demonte teeing off on and scoring, stealing this round, earning this third.
And here's an example where the stronger man is not scoring more often. You have Demonte using his speed, fighting with angle. Oh,
he got
big right hand. Big right hand.
Oh, Demonte got caught with a right.
But he comes right back throwing.
Oh, both exchanging leather under a minute to go.
Right hand by Demonte.
Oh, mercy. Great action, under 40 to go between Demonte and White. Now, as Teddy says, it's a battle of wills, guts and heart.
The one spot this round where Demonte's having a problem is when he steps out straight with the left low. He's caught some right hands that way.
This last 30 seconds could be very important here.
See who's got the last charge.
Yeah, again, he steps out with his left hand down, and he eats the right hand, Demonte.
Yep, yes he did. White caught him. Under 10 to go. Final flurry, White, Demonte.
Boy, this is a very close one, I tell you.
Teddy, I'm not sure I can call this one.
Really close.
Well, we thought it was going to be the fight of the night. These two young men came in, showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of poise. They let their hands go. Looked like a title fight for a couple rounds.
You know,
terrific.
Demonte was doing a lot of really good things. He really adjusted after early in the fight, and then I felt he made some very late mistakes in that last minute or so.
He got caught a couple times.
Yeah, it came down to one thing. There was one punch. If White wins his title, he wins it on one punch, the right hand.
The right hand,
that last round.
Exactly.
That right cross, yeah. No. All right, as we have a couple moments, what do you see on both sides that you like between both these young fighters, Teddy?
Well, the best thing I like Demonte, using his intellect. This is called the sweet science for a reason. You use your head, you make adjustments. He made adjustments that second round, that third round. But I also like White. The second round, he lost that round, I felt, and Demonte had made adjustments. White then realized, he saw that the left hand was dropping of Demonte. He was stepping back straight. He made an adjustment. He capitalized. He exploited on that. So I like both guys that they saw what was going on in front of them, and they thought on their feet.
I'll tell you what, looking at both these guys, I think you're going to see both of these guys in the open division next year.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think Dominic White, if he pulled it out in the last 60 seconds.
And look, we know the mark of a good fighter is one that makes adjustments. All right, as the noise is settled down, we'll calm down. We'll come back with the decision of this one between White and Demonte. More Golden Gloves action right after this.
I got some NBA tickets for you.
It's broken.
What's the matter with you?
Cut me some slack, will you? How are you? There you are, sir. There's your NBA tickets. I'm gonna need you to sign. Sir, I'm gonna need. My truck! Hey!
All right, welcome back, everyone. Let's make this official between White and DeMonte. We'll go to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
The winner of the 152-pound novice champion is from the blue corner.
There you go.
Anthony DeMonte.
And we're sitting next to a very proud Teddy Atlas.
Yeah, I'm very proud of DeMonte. I'm proud of all the kids that are in our program, every one of them, whether they win or lose. I'm proud that they make the commitment to being better people.
And that's the most important thing. And you have big contingents on both sides. Obviously, the DeMonte fans are thrilled. The Dominique White fans are pretty upset. But you know what? That fight was one of those that clearly could have gone either way. Both kids did some very good things in there. DeMonte's adjustments in round 2 and the first half of the last round got him that fight. I think some people here gave a little bit of credence to that last minute of the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned DeMonte fighting with a heavy heart for his mentor that passed. He said he wants to come out, he wants to win this tournament. He showed a lot of guts. So did Dominique White, but I'll tell you something. You look at a kid like Anthony DeMonte, young, poised, aggressive. He did what he had to do, and at the end of the day, he walks away with a Golden Gloves. All right, so there you have it. Great job and a great fight. Anthony DeMonte comes away with the win. We'll step aside. Special thanks to Teddy Atlas for joining us for a couple moments. More Golden Gloves right after this.
Things are looking up with a low-rate auto loan from Municipal Credit Union. Call 1-888-4MCU-AUTO or visit nymcu.org today. MCU. Strong, trusted, growing.
It happens every day in the tri-state area, rain or shine. Our people get ready and open the doors. We're your neighbors, family, friends. Our kids go to school with your kids. We're not a national chain store. We're your hometown store. And it matters to us how you're treated because we want you to come back time after time and year after year. PC Richard & Son, family owned and operated for 104 years and here for you always.
A nice victory over a good guy. I'm excited to see what the future has in store for this young fighter.
No, absolutely. They call him Gentleman George. He was anything but a gentleman inside the ring. And I'll tell you, it was a good effort by Stephen Kernan, the 25-year-old. Showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of hit. George Arias, again, his mom came with him at the age of 5 to the U.S. from the Dominican Republic, and he walks away with a win and a Golden Glove to show for. Welcome back, everyone, to a special edition of Broadway Boxing. We are at the Barclays Center. What an outstanding tournament. The 87th edition of the New York Daily News Golden Gloves Tournament. It's been sensational action nonstop. Rich Quinones alongside Hall of Fame promoter Lou DiBella. Your eyes have been smiling the whole time. You've been ecstatic. You've seen talent, prospects.
This is everything that's good about boxing. You know, this is what's great about boxing. You know, crowd from all parts of New York, coming out from different gyms, different neighborhoods to root on their local young kids. They're, you know, kids that have worked really hard to get here. You've seen some great boxing by both men and women, some terrific fighters. Some of them will go on to the pro ranks.
Absolutely.
Others, these Golden Gloves that they win these last couple of nights, that'll be the greatest achievement they'll ever have in boxing. And that's what makes this tournament so wonderful. And like I said before, it builds fighters, it builds champions, but it also builds characters. So congratulations to the Daily News. Congratulations to the New York Golden Gloves. Great 87th edition.
And it was an outstanding night.
And Rich, great working with you, buddy.
Lou, I appreciate it, my friend. It was an absolute pleasure. And hey, there you go. And I'll tell you one thing. This man is an advocate for a lot of things in boxing, but the one thing that you've garnered so much respect is you speak your mind. Continue to do that.
Thank you.
Guys, it's been an outstanding night for Rich Quinones, Lou DiBella, special edition of Broadway Boxing. We'll see you next time, ringside.